A forgotten artifact lies in pieces on a planet far from Earth. Few know it exists except those who took it back and those whose ancestors created it. 4 young people are thrown into a race against emissaries of the gods to find his pieces. Mistrust, greed, and magic are tangled in an endless web. What will the fate be of the universe once it is found and reassembled? Get Scepter of the Gods, The Rod of Truth now on Amazon, and get wrapped up in the saga that will not let you go.
Welcome to the Motivational Devotional, where we merge spirituality and motivation for a balanced approach in pursuing a lifelong dream with relentless intent while in sync with the universe. Take what you can from this podcast to transform your life into the one you want to create. Good morning, I'm Mark the Writer, and I want to thank you for joining me today as we continue our series, 50 Ways to Love Your Soul. I hope you've been able to follow along with this series and are finding it helpful in getting your new year going in the direction of your lifelong goals, as well as in deepening your spirituality. If you know anyone who could use some encouragement in setting goals or spiritual development, please share this podcast or the blog version from motivational-devotional.com. I have a few things that I'm ready to shed, like some old coins, memorabilia, and some of my late wife's higher quality stones and things for jewelry making. My biggest problem with shedding those things is that I don't know their value. If I just give them away to someone, they won't know the value either. Even if I were to give away some or all of them, I would like to know the value before I do so, and that way I could pass that information along and that person would know the value of what they have. Haven't you heard some of the same stories I have, where a person had some old thing sitting around and then they went to the Antiques Roadshow or that pawn shop in Vegas or an appraiser and discovered that their old junk was very valuable? There's a funny thing about that, but not a laughing kind of funny thing, more like a curious, odd, and sad kind of thing, in that a person can be told an old metal cracker container was worth a ton more than they thought, but when told that they personally have a very high value, they will dismiss that until the cows come home. Don't you find that strange? Well, if you're one of those people, maybe you don't. I know I have had a really hard time in my life accepting my value, regardless of how many times people have told me things that should have changed my mind. Maybe I can offer something that anyone hearing or reading this will take to heart, and it will help you understand your great worth. It took me a long time to finally get this through my thick head, and it has been changing my life. I'm not going to make you wait to the end, and only then will you get it by clicking a link or texting something and spending money. This is a really huge key to getting what you want in life, and I'm giving it to you free right now. No strings attached. Well, one string, and that's one that only you can untie. You have to untie the string that is keeping a falsehood in place, and when you do, you can live in the truth. What I have to offer is that you can 100% accept, believe, and know that you are highly valuable, and you are as valuable as any other two-legged creature on this planet. That's it. If you are feeling let down and thinking, that's it? That's all he's got? Pshaw, I've heard that a million times. Everybody is saying that. Well, then let me ask you a question. Why don't you believe it? You see, that's what's tied that you need to untie. There is a knot of some kind that keeps that falsehood in your mind that for some reason you're not as valuable as somebody else or maybe everybody else. Maybe you feel like you're the least valuable person on the planet. Quit that. Now, stop it. Why is that not true? Because there are no appraisers or assessors assigning anyone's value. There is no human being version of the Antiques Roadshow. There is no official assessment documenting your lack of worth, so who assigned that low value to you? You did. I know that because I did. You did by listening to too many people cutting you down, criticizing you, getting mad at you for mistakes, telling you something you did wasn't good enough, telling you that you were always late, never matching up to expectations, putting out resume after resume for jobs and never getting called or emailed except now and then a "thanks for applying, but" letter. Maybe you've had rejection after rejection. Maybe you've had boyfriends or girlfriends or both dump you one after another. Maybe you've had even a dog that didn't like you for some reason. Even if all that and more has happened, none of it is a measurement of your worth. All that it was has been stuff. That's it. It has only been stuff that has happened and has no more significance to your self-worth than the amount of change you got at the drive-through pickup window. Your value is summed up in your grasp of your lifelong dream. Your value is summed up in your intent to pursue that dream in the face of any of that crap that has happened in your past. Your lifelong dream is never going to criticize you. It is never going to say you're late. It is never going to say you are not good enough, except to say you're not all you can be to achieve all of me yet. Your lifelong dream is saying to you to work, get to work, build yourself up, and be more than you were yesterday so that you grow into the person to know that dream as your way of life, and your value is wrapped up in who you are inside and not what anybody else can currently see or witness on the outside. There is a second part to what I have to offer that I didn't share, but I'll tell you right now. You can 100% accept, believe, and know that you have as much value as anyone else on the planet and not be an egotistical jerk. See, people who are egotistical jerks don't really know their value. They just think they're more valuable than anyone else. But that isn't true either. The humblest people you will ever meet are people who do understand that they are people of great value, but they also see you as a person of equal value, and they most of all would like to encourage you to know that. People of great value? That's everyone on the planet. People who know that? That's a different story. But you can be one of them. You can know that you're highly valuable. Be humble about it. Know that all of your naysayers are just as valuable if only they would realize it too. And know that your priceless value is why all of creation has been conspiring in your favor your entire life. Trust that the universe always has and always will have your back. There's your value. Simone de Beauvoir once said, "One's life has value so long as one attributes value to the life of others by means of love, friendship, indignation, and compassion."
Thank you for taking the time to listen today. Please help keep this podcast going by following the Motivational Devotional Facebook page, following @Threefold-Way Radio on Twitter, and sharing the written format of today's message from motivational-devotional.com on your social media. I am deeply grateful for your support, and thank you for letting Motivational Devotional be part of your journey. Peace out. See you tomorrow.
Motivational Devotional is a production of Threefold Way Radio, LLC.